Did you know that infants and young children who are given even just one round of antibiotics are at a higher risk for not just autoimmune disorders like asthma and allergies later in life, but also neurodevelopmental disorders like autism and like ADHD? So parents, if you've got young children right now, or if your child was placed on antibiotics within the first couple of years of life, you're going to want to watch this video all the way through so you can learn about both the short-term side effects and the long-term side effects of these powerful medications. And most importantly, what you can do to help your child heal and recover naturally from all the negative consequences of the antibiotics. I've shared the story of Kale before, but it fits here so well. He was about 16 months old when he first showed up in our office, and to that point had been prescribed nearly a dozen rounds of antibiotics for his recurring ear infections. He was in absolute misery, and his parents were at their wits' end. We were the last stop before he was going to go have tubes. And in just under 2 weeks into care, Mom reported on a Monday that Kale was able to sleep for 16 straight hours through the night after his Friday evening adjustment. She jokingly said, "We thought he was dead because we didn't have to get up in the middle of the night to go comfort him from his crying." And from that day forward, Kale was an absolute different kid. And to this day, no ear infections and no antibiotics for him. Not only is more and more research coming out now, every single year, showing us the dangers of antibiotics in kids and how still today, despite decades of knowledge, pediatricians, urgent care centers, and other conventional medical systems continue to overprescribe them at truly pandemic levels. But we also see early exposure to antibiotics as one of the three most common factors or ingredients to what we call the perfect storm. If you've watched any of our material in the past, you know the perfect storm. We talk about early stress to mom during pregnancy, trauma during the birth process, and then early use of medications or antibiotics. These combination of factors we see then lead as a path to ADHD, as a path to anxiety, a path to autism, autoimmune disorders, and other chronic illnesses in kids today. And due to the impact of antibiotics on the developing immune system and the gut microbiome in children, excessive use of antibiotics has even been linked to a high risk of developing conditions like asthma, allergies, and even obesity. Antibiotic use also may be interfering with the gut-brain connection and the production and absorption of important neurotransmitters like dopamine and serotonin, which are essential for higher brain function, higher cognition, and emotional regulation. This can absolutely increase the risk of those neurodevelopmental challenges like autism and ADHD, like I was talking about. So antibiotics can also disrupt the natural balance of the gut microbiome by killing both harmful and beneficial bacteria. Don't get me wrong, antibiotics are really good at what they do. They get rid of bacteria, but they get rid of all the bacteria, even the good kinds that are vital to our function. This disruption can lead to gastrointestinal issues like diarrhea, and in some cases more severe conditions like Clostridium difficile infection, and can even cause severe colitis. When antibiotics are used excessively or inappropriately, bacteria can evolve to become resistant to these drugs, making infections even harder to treat and leading to increased medical costs, prolonged hospital stays, and increased mortality even. While antibiotics will always continue to be life-saving emergencies when used appropriately, don't get me wrong, life-saving maneuvers, but not with some repercussion, or not without some repercussion. Families, however, who are under regular chiropractic care here at Foundations Chiropractic now have a safe and natural way to help support the body's own defenses against viruses, against bacteria, against infections. The parents whose kids we see continue to report to us how getting their kids regularly adjusted and living a healthy lifestyle has led to far less sickness, far less illness, and their kids getting over colds and other respiratory challenges much faster and much easier after getting adjusted regularly. So if you're looking for a way to put antibiotics as the last defense instead of the standard first option like so many pediatricians still today go with, then switch your batting order of providers and get started with us at Foundations by visiting the link below in our bio, commenting below, or just send us a DM.